It's an honor to be here with all of you today. Our students have been working very hard today, taking a number of tests, doing their speech and their interview. They did their essay last week, but they've been working hard, and right now is the culmination of the academic decathlon with the super quiz. So I want to welcome you all here on behalf of the Sacramento County. And at this time, though, we want to get our decathletes in here. So we're going to do our march, our parade of decathletes, and let's bring them in. Our first team is Christian Brothers. Next up is El Camino High School. Let's give a round of applause for Elk Grove High School. And next up is our host, Folsom High School. Let's hear it for Inderkum High School. Next up is McClatchy High School. Let's welcome Miraloma High School. Next, we welcome Pleasant Grove High School. I think I missed Monterey Trail. Let's hear for Rio Vista High School. And next up is Rockland High School. Also from Placer County is Roseville High School. Let's hear it for Sheldon High School. Next up is St. Francis High School. Let's hear it for Vista del Lago. Next up is Western Sierra. Let's hear it for Bella Vista High School. At this time, I'd like to welcome our Superintendent of Schools from Sacramento County, David Gordon, to come say a few words.
Thank you very much, Craig, and welcome everybody to our academic decathlon super quiz. Now, tomorrow the NFL holds a Super Bowl. How about that? Go Niners. Today, though, we're proud to host what we like to call the Superbowl of Smarts. And for us educators, it's so gratifying to see such a great crowd, to see all of our young people perform in this wonderful competition. So first off, I want to thank the Folsom Cordova Unified School District for hosting us here. This is a beautiful facility, and we thank the staff at Folsom High School and the district and their board for their hospitality. This year, we're pleased once again to have 3 schools from Placer County joining us. They are competing alongside our Sacramento County students, and they will crown their own champion next week. Welcome back, Placer Schools. Let's give them a nice round of applause. I want to recognize each and every one of our decathletes here today. Your schools are privileged to have you representing them, and I'm happy to say we have 18 high schools and more than 250 students participating. I also want to say a special thank you to the coaches who have invested many, many hours helping prepare your young people. Please know the positive impact you coaches are having on these young people. It is immeasurable, and it is so appreciated. Let's give our coaches a great round of applause. And also a special thank you to all of our friends, family members, and other supporters who've traveled here today to watch the competition. Our decathletes would not have come so far without your support and encouragement, and I want to encourage you today. This is a competition. Feel free to express yourself. Feel free to cheer and root hard for each of your teams. It's always a delight to stand in front of so many bright and gifted young people, and most of all, it's a relief that I will not have to be trying to answer some of these challenging questions. In sickness and health and exploration of illness and wellness in our country, this is a big, big issue. In Sacramento County, this is a big, big issue. Too often, we struggle, and our students struggle, with emotional distress. Our families struggle with how to pay for care, how to make sure they can even get to doctor visits, and most of all, I think we struggle with a system that focuses an awful lot on treatment in favor of focusing more on prevention and early intervention. So, the issue is important. If you've never experienced a super quiz before, then you're in for a real treat. Think of the game show Jeopardy! Only much, much louder. And as I said before, please feel free to cheer your decathletes on. I also want to give a shout out to all of our volunteers here today, because if not for their help, this day would not be possible. Let's give all our volunteers a great round of applause. And finally, I want to recognize Safe Credit Union, and we're fortunate again to have Safe as our major sponsor this year. And once again, Safe has graciously provided $10,000 in scholarships for our winning Sacramento County students. The names of our scholarship winners will be announced on Monday during our grand awards dinner at the Sacramento State Ballroom, and we hope to see a lot of you there. So let's give a nice round of applause for SAFE. They do so much in our community. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce our quizmaster for today's event. Sammy Caola is the healthcare reporter for Capital Public Radio. She has been covering medical breakthroughs, fitness fads, and health policy in California since 2014. Before joining Cap Radio, Sammy was a health reporter for the Sacramento Bee. And in 2015, Sammy completed a data fellowship at the University of Southern California, which led to a 3-part series on Black child deaths in Sacramento County. She has also reported extensively on autism, spectrum disorder, reproductive health care, LGBT health, and conjoined twinning. Sammy is a Zumba instructor and an avid hiker, and she hails from Long Island, New York. We thank her so much for giving of her time to this event. So please join me in a warm welcome for Sammy Caola.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. Your enthusiasm coming through the gym was just infectious. And I can tell you, as someone who covers health, science, and medicine every day for a living, these questions are difficult, and you should be proud if you answer even one of them. And you know, I know what it's like to prepare intensely for something like this. I'm actually a former high school Scrabble champion. So, you know, it's a competitive world out there. Yeah, thank you. So these big culminating events, you know, they really are full of energy, and I'm excited to be here. So let's get started. I will be your quiz master today. We are posing some tough questions on our theme for this year, in sickness and in health, an exploration of illness and wellness. The Academic Decathlon is a tremendous scholastic program that gives students the opportunity to challenge themselves and the opportunity to shine. You should all be proud for being here today and representing your schools. We are just about ready to begin. Are the varsity team members in place? Yes, looks like they are. And let's go over some instructions. Each question will appear on the big screen. I will read it aloud. Once it appears, you can open your test booklet, and you may quietly collaborate with the other 2 members of your team. You may mark your answer sheet at any time. After I finish reading the entire question, you will have 10 additional seconds, or 20 seconds for math, to finish marking your Scantron answer sheet. Please be sure to mark your answers in lines 1 through 14. A timer will display on the screen, and I will announce "Stop, pencils up." We will display the correct answer on the large screen. Audience members, you are invited to play along and keep track of your answers, but only the members of the team on the gym floor may collaborate. All other members in the audience must remain silent. Please take a moment to put your cell phones on silent. We welcome members of the media, and especially any student photographers here, to capture the excitement. We'd like to ask all student photographers and parents with cameras to please stay on the sidelines and not distract the decathletes during the event. You can write in your test booklet. After the round is complete, please remain seated until I dismiss you to return to the bleachers. The super quiz is complete when all 3 groups have answered 14 questions for a total of 42 questions. So, it is time to begin. Here is the first super quiz question. The term neoplasm refers to an abnormal growth that A, always turns into a malignant tumor, B, always remains benign, C, only occurs with the presence of tumor suppressor mutations, D, may or may not form a tumor, or E, is always easily detected and distinguished from normal tissue. Stop. Pencils up. All right, let's look at the answer. The answer is D, may or may not form a tumor. All right, Here is the next question. Frankenstein incorporates... All right, we need quiet from the audience, please. Quiet, thank you. All right, moving on. Frankenstein incorporates ideas from which scientists experiments with the effects of electricity on organisms? A, Humphrey Davy, B, James Hutton, C, Joseph Louis Lagrange, D, Luigi Galvani, or E, Joseph Priestley? Pencils up. All right, let's look at the answer. D, Luigi Galvani. Moving on, to question number 3. Both Indian and Chinese healing systems in the ancient world relied on the idea that A, women had special knowledge of healing the body, B, healing was ordained only through the divine, C, the body was a smaller version of the larger universe, D, medicine was an empirical form of knowledge, or E, only those with formal training could be healers. Pencils up. All right, the answer is C. The body was a smaller version. All right, quiet please. Question number 4. What characteristic of the dies irae allows it to present a substantial amount of text in a short amount of time? A, melismatic, B, polyrhythmic, C, syllabic, D, canonic, or E, polyphonic? Pencils up. C, syllabic. Quiet, please. Next question. According to economists David Cutler and Adriana Laris Mooney, life expectancy increases by about blank months for each additional year of education. A, 1, B, 5, C, 11, D, 16, or E, 20? Pencils up. The answer is B, 5. Quiet, please. Question 6. When John Singer Sargent painted the portrait of Edith Minturn Stokes, he originally intended to place what next to her? A, Isaac Newton Phelps, B, a bicycle, C, a Great Dane, D, her daughter, or E, a flowering plant. Pencils up. Quiet, please. Moving on, next question. Quiet from the audience. The view that the laws of nature governing the universe were fixed and could be understood through the use of reason and logical inquiry is known as A, teleology, B, aesthetics, C, ontology, D, cosmology, or E, sophism. Pencils up. The answer is A, teleology. Quiet, please. Next question. A triad composed of, from bottom to top, a minor third and major third is A or N blank triad. A, major, B, minor, C, diminished, D, augmented, or E, dominant. Pencils up. The answer is B, minor. Quiet, please. Quiet in the audience, please. All right, next question. The type of unemployment that rises in a recession is called blank. A, cyclical, B, structural, C, natural, D, frictional, or E, seasonal. Pencils up. The answer is A, cyclical. We need quiet in the audience. Next question. Filippo Brunelleschi traveled from Rome to study ancient sculpture and architectural ruins with his fellow goldsmith, A, Lorenzo Ghiberti, B, Donatello, C, Giotto di Bondone, D, Andrea della Robbia, or E, Leon Battista Alberti. Pencils up. The answer is B, Donatello. Okay, next question. A cell that has just finished S phase but has not yet divided has how many total chromosomes? A, 23, B, 44, C, 46, D, 88, or E, 92? Pencils up. The answer is E, 92. Audience, please be quiet. We need to move on to the next question. Thank you. In Dear World, Paula Gunn Allen uses an extended metaphor in which the body is A, the police, B, a mugger, C, a child, D, a house, or E, the world. Pencils up. The answer is D, a house. Okay, next question. Quiet, please. Quiet in the audience, thank you. 3 divided by quantity x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 2 divided by x. Is the answer A, negative 4 is less than or equal to x is less than 0 or x is greater than 2? B, x is greater than or equal to negative 4? C, x is greater than or equal to 2? D, negative 4 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 0, or E, all real numbers except x equals 0 and x equals 2. Pencils up. Let's look at the answer. It's A, negative 4 is less than or equal to x is less than 0, or x is greater than 2. Okay, next question, number 14. Please quiet in the audience. Let theta be an angle in standard position and negative 12 comma 5 be a point on the terminal side of theta. Find cosecant theta. It's A, 5/13, B, negative 13/12, C, negative 13/5, D, negative 5/13, or E, 13/5. Pencils up. The answer is E, 13/5. All right, that is the end of round 1. Decathletes, please stay at your tables. Audience, quiet. Proctors, please collect the answer sheets from each decathlete. While we're waiting, let's hear from some of the schools that are here with us today. Feel free to cheer when you hear your name. Is Bella Vista High School here? Yeah. What about Christian Brothers High School? El Camino High School? Where are you? There you are. Elk Grove High School. All right. Have we collected our books? I think yes. Hold on, we're still looking. Okay. So, varsity students may return to the bleachers, and Scholastic students, please come find your location on the gym floor. Audience members, quiet. Appreciate your enthusiasm, but we've still got some work to do here on the floor. We want to let our decathletes focus. We are waiting for the round one scores to be tabulated, but in the meantime, I want to explain a little bit about how scoring works. Quiet, please, in the bleachers. The super quiz relay of 14 questions per student are the results that you're going to see in a minute. We will be displaying the number of questions answered correctly per team. However, we have dropped the lowest decathlete score and added the two highest scores to determine the team score for this round. Let's take a look at the round one varsity scores. All right, great. We are ready to move on to the Scholastic Round. Quiet in the audience. We need to begin the Scholastic Round. Thank you. All right, proctors, did you pass out the green books? Yes? Looks like it. Okay. Scholastic team members, we are ready to begin. The same rules apply for you. Is everyone ready? Yeah? Great. Question 1. Copernicus was engaged in mathematical astronomy because he, A, had been commissioned by the church to revise the Gregorian calendar, B, had received a doctorate in mathematics and physics from Oxford University, C, had studied the laws of planetary motion under his mentor Johannes Kepler, D, was the son of Prussian royalty but was not in line to inherit the throne, or E, was transformed by a childhood experience of witnessing a lunar eclipse. Pencils up. The answer is A, had been commissioned by the church to revise the Gregorian calendar. Oh my gosh, we're so excited about the Gregorian calendar. It's great. All right, next question. In the novel, as Frankenstein leaves the Irish prison, he wants to A, travel in order to relax, B, confess all to his father, C, go back to Geneva, D, hunt down the creature, or E, isolate himself from society. Pencils up. The answer is C, go back to Geneva. Got a question in the back, I think. Okay, we are ready to move on to the next question. Quiet, please. Which of the following composers did not compose a funeral march? A, Friedrich Chopin, B, George Friedrich Handel, C, Ludwig van Beethoven, or D, Gustav Mahler, or E, Ralph Vaughan Williams? Pencils up. The answer is E, Ralph Vaughan Williams. Okay, next question. A fecal occult blood test consists of testing A, blood sample for mutated genes associated with colon cancer, B, stool sample for the presence of circulating tumor DNA, C, blood sample for the presence of the globin portion of hemoglobin, D, stool sample for the presence of hemoglobin, or E, stool sample for the presence of methylated genes involved in cellular division. Pencils up. The answer is D, stool sample for the presence of hemoglobin. Next question. Normative economics makes use of economic analysis to describe A, what normally results from policy decisions, B, the way the world should be, C, the way the world actually is, D, only the normal costs of an economic decision, or E, standard policy decisions. Pencils up. The answer is B, the way the world should be. question number 6. Oh, no, we're waiting on one, sorry. All right, now we're moving on. Question number 6. Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling has received renewed attention in recent decades because A, an extensive cleaning has uncovered the fresco's original bright color. B, original preliminary sketches have been discovered at the Vatican. C, a system of cracks has developed through the scenes of Noah. D, a 1510 to 1512 notebook of the artist has surfaced and sold at auction. Or E, the roof of the chapel has developed recurring leaks causing plaster loss. Pencils up. The answer is A, an extensive cleaning has uncovered the fresco's original bright color. Okay, quiet in the audience, please. Next question. Which of the following is not considered an autoimmune disease? A, diabetes mellitus, B, celiac disease, C, lupus, D, hypertension, or E, HIV/AIDS? Pencils up. The answer is D, hypertension. Next question. A trade between two countries makes people better off because it encourages blank. A, more demand, B, excess production, C, countries to produce a wider variety of goods, D, less production, or E, specialization. Pencils up. The answer is E, specialization. Okay, moving on to the next question. Quiet in the audience, please. The faint notes which are heard above a fundamental pitch of most instruments are called A, subtones, B, partials, C, undertones, D, halftones, or E, superficials. Pencils up. The answer is B, partials. Okay, next question. Samuel Thompson's view of medicine appealed most widely to which audience? A, anatomists from the Paris School, B, the protégés of Dr. Benjamin Rush, C, wealthy, prominent families in England, D, anti-elitist pro-Jacksonian Americans, or E, Union Army medics in the Civil War. Pencils up. The answer is D, anti-elitist pro-Jacksonian Americans. Okay, next question. The Ospedale degli Innocenti was a social service project that was financed in Florence by the A, city, legislated by the Signoria of Florence, B, Medici family, led by Cosimo de' Medici, C, Church of the Santa Sama Annunziata, D, Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, or E, Guild of Silk Manufacturers. Pencils up. The answer is E, the Guild of Silk Manufacturers. Okay. Moving on to the next question. In Luck, how did Lucy feel when Mrs. Daniels would attend the pony parties with her? A, relieved, B, discomfited, C, depressed, D, impatient, or E, amused? Pencils up. The answer is B, discomfited. Okay, next question. What is the period of the function of x equals cosine of 20x plus pi over 5? Is it A, pi over 10, B, pi over 4, C, pi over 5, D, pi over 40, or E, pi over 20? Pencils up. The answer is A, pi over 10. Okay, we're ready to move on to our final scholastic question. If 270 degrees is less than alpha and less than 360 degrees, then which of the following is true? A, cosine of alpha is less than 0. B, cotangent of alpha is greater than 0. C, cosecant of alpha is greater than 0. D, secant is less than 0 of alpha. Nope, sorry, second of alpha is less than 0. You know what I mean. Or E, sine of alpha is less than 0. Pencils up. The answer is E, sine of alpha is less than 0. Okay, that is the end of round 2. Decathletes, please stay at your tables. Okay, Scholastic students may return to the bleachers, and honor students, please come find your place. All right, we are good. Let's take a peek at the Scholastic scores from round 2. All right, we are good. We are going to move on. Proctors, you've passed out your blue honors test books. Honors team members, we ready to begin? You have all the same rules as the other groups, and it looks like we're ready. First question. Berlioz's Idee Fixie can best be compared to A. Wagner's Leitmotifs, B. Mahler's Bruder Martin, C. Purcell's Descending Tetrachord, D. Anne Boleyn's Basso Ostinato, or E. Pope Gregory's Dies Irae. Pencils up. The answer is A. Wagner's Leitmotifs. Moving on to the next question. Suppose that the price of train tickets falls. What happens in accordance with the law of demand? A, consumers will buy fewer train tickets. B, consumers will buy more gasoline. C, consumers will buy more train tickets. D, consumers will buy more of other goods. Or E, consumers will increase their savings. Pencils up. The answer is C, consumers will buy more train tickets. Next question. David Wojnarowicz suggested his complicated feelings regarding the Catholic Church and its limitations fighting the AIDS epidemic in A, Altarpiece at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine, New York City. B, his painted mural, Magic and Medicine. C, the Super 8 film, A Fire in My Belly. D, the photograph, Untitled, Falling Buffalo. Or E, his film, Memoir of Disintegration. Pencils up. The answer is C, the Super 8 film, A Fire in My Belly. Next question. The use of medical amulets is an example of how A, Greek medical practices were outdated by the medieval period, B, Christian doctrine could be blended with magico-religious traditions, C, objects were imbued with properties believed to prevent death, D, medical remedies were wearable signs of wealth and class, or E, pagan remedies only had power if the wearer believed they did. Pencils up. The answer is B, Christian doctrine could be blended with magico-religious traditions. Next question. In the novel, after bringing the creature to life, Victor sleeps and has a dream about A, returning home and being shunned by his family, B, seeing Elizabeth, who seems to die and decay in front of him, C, marrying Elizabeth and starting a family, D, the creature attacking him and killing him, or E, the creature becoming like a child to him and Elizabeth. Pencils up. The answer is B, seeing Elizabeth, who seems to die and decay in front of him. Next question. What is the main reason for why the risk of developing cancer increases with age? A, as individuals age, the time to accumulate single germline mutations increases. B, older individuals are less likely to live active lifestyles. C, as individuals age, the time to accumulate multiple somatic mutations increases. D, as individuals age, they are more likely to become obese. Or E, older individuals produce less insulin and sex hormones. Pencils up. The answer is C, as individuals age, the time to accumulate multiple somatic mutations increases. Quiet in the crowd. We're ready to move on to the next question. Which of the following is an example of expansionary fiscal policy? A, buying government bonds. B, increasing government spending. C, raising the reserve requirement. D, lowering the federal funds rate. Or E, raising the discount rate. Pencils up. The answer is B, increasing government spending. Okay, next question. Which of the following is not true about Berlioz? A, he studied medicine. B, his Symphonie Fantastique was an immediate and complete critical success. C, he was obsessed with Harriet Smithson. D, he was innovative in the ways that he used orchestral instruments. Or E, he is considered the originator of the idée fixe. Pencils up. The answer is B, his Symphonie Fantastique was an immediate and complete critical success. Okay, next question. In The Birthmark, when Elmer commits to removing Georgiana's birthmark, how confident is he that he can accomplish this task? A, he is completely confident that he can do it, and he tells Georgiana so. B, he is unsure he can do it, but he tells Georgiana that he is certain he can. C, he tells Georgiana that he must work and she must pray because they only have the smallest chance of accomplishing the task. D, he has no confidence in the task, but feels he must try or go insane. Or E, he believes he will fail and likely kill Georgiana. Pencils up. It's A, he is completely confident that he can do it, and he tells Georgiana so. Next question. What aspect of Vincent van Gogh's art would most influence modern movements such as Fauvism and German Expressionism? Is it A, the artist's personal symbols such as cypress trees and the cosmos? B, Van Gogh's use of flat color, which ultimately derived from Indian prints? C, unconventional use of color and gestural paint application? D, suggesting multiple viewpoints of a scene simultaneously? Or E, painting en plein air or directly outdoors at the scene? Pencils up. The answer is C, unconventional use of color and gestural paint application. Next question. One major outcome of the Flexner Report was the A, closure of medical schools to women and people of color, B, expansion of medical schools to include women and people of color, C, inclusion of sectarian and non-Western medicine into the canon, D, allocation of congressional funding for hospital construction, E, expansion of midwifery courses into medical school curriculum. Pencils up. The answer is A, closure of medical schools to women and people of color. Okay, next question. A pregnant mother is exposed to high levels of ionizing radiation, causing the developing embryo to acquire many cancerous mutations in the mesodermal cells. Which type of cancer is the child most likely to develop later in life? A, lymphoma, B, melanoma, C, sarcoma, D, lipoma, or E, glioma? Pencils up. The answer is C, sarcoma. Okay, next question. Audience, please be quiet. Let the decathletes focus. Which one of the following could be a possible root for the polynomial function p of x equals 15x to the 11th power plus 8x to the 8th power plus 2x to the 5th power plus cx to the 3rd power plus 6? Is it A, -2, B, -5/3, C, 1/2, D, 3/2, or E, 5? Pencils up. The answer is A, -2. Okay. This is our last question for this round. Oh, sorry. We have a red card. All right, now we're moving on to our final question for this round. Please remain quiet in the bleachers. Okay. Find the values of theta with 0 degrees is less than or equal to theta is less than 360 degrees, such that the square root of 2 times the sine of 2 theta plus 2 times the sine of theta minus the square root of 6 times the cosine of theta minus the square root of 3 is equal to 0. Is it A, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 120 degrees, 135 degrees? B, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 120 degrees, 225 degrees? C, 45 degrees, 135 degrees, 240 degrees, 300 degrees? D, 60 degrees, 120 degrees, 135 degrees, 225 degrees? Or E, 60 degrees, 135 degrees, 225 degrees, 240 degrees? Pencils up. The answer is D, 60 degrees, 120 degrees, 135 degrees, 225 degrees.
All right. I want to just give a big thank you to Sammy for being here today with us. And I want to give her one of our T-shirts. So we really appreciate it. Thank you. Yep. Okay, so we're not going to announce the results from round 3. Sorry. I know it's always a disappointment. But we will announce them at the awards banquet, which is Monday at Sac State at 6 o'clock. And the overall winning team that's announced that night will represent Sacramento County at the state competition that's coming up in March 27th through 30th here in Sacramento. If you want to volunteer, I'm going to send an email out to people. We need tons of volunteers. And I just want to thank parents and teachers and students and everyone and administrators for all of your support. Thank you for being here at the 2020 Academic Decathlon. That concludes our competition. Thanks for coming.